meeting today at 175 West Jefferson Street for Tuesday, January 14th at 5 p.m. I'd like to just welcome everybody welcome everybody with Happy New Year, and we'd like to go ahead and ask the clerk to please call the order, please,
Yes.
or Pledge of Allegiance.
Or
Pledge of Allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Welcome everybody again. Happy New Year. Clerk Stephanie, can you please do the roll call?
yes. Trustee Arias?
Here.
Trustee Edwards?
Here.
Trustee Scoopia?
Here.
Trustee Slattery?
Here.
Supervisor Morales?
Here. Thank you so much for that. Okay, I'd like to go ahead and move into the agenda right away. So the first item on the agenda is to approve the minutes for the regular town board meeting for December 10th, 2024, unless there's any discussion on the minutes.
Make a motion that we approve the regular town board meeting minutes of December 10th, 2024. Second.
Clerk, can you take it up?
Yes. Trustee Slattery?
Aye.
Trustee Scoopia?
Aye.
Trustee Arias?
Aye.
Trustee Edwards?
Aye.
Supervisor Morales?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Thank you. Second on the agenda is public comment. So this is an opportunity for the public to come and address the board on any concerns, questions they may have, or just comments they want to make about anything, not just any items on the agenda. They're welcome to do so at this time. And I don't see anybody coming up with public comment. Okay. Okay, next on the agenda, so we get these reports regarding the Clark annual report for the insect and mosquitoes. This is just an update as we close the year that we received. This is something the township invests in keeping our communities healthy, as making sure that we maintain, that we do everything we can to prevent the spread of communicable disease. So this is just a report that I wanted to give everybody for transparency purposes. Any questions on that report for your review? It's just informational, no action at all. The next item on the agenda that does require action is we have a proclamation declaring February as African American History Month. Is there any trustee that would like to go on the podium and read the proclamation? Anybody?
Let's go for
it.
My annual proclamation.
Thank you.
All right, no
Trustee.
problem. Proclamation, African American History Month 2025. Whereas the contributions of the citizens of African American ancestry to the history and culture of the United States are valuable and abundant. And whereas these contributions deserve recognition, and whereas citizens of the African American ancestry comprise a significant percentage of the residents of Joliet Township, and whereas it is the goal of Joliet Township government to provide its residents the resources, programs, and services with consideration given to the contribution of all socially identifiable groups within American history and culture, and now therefore be resolved that the trustees of Joliet Township government hereby proclaim February 1st, 2025 through February 28th, 2025 as African American History Month in Joliet Township government, adopted this 14th day of January 2025.
Thank you so much. There's no discussion, can I get a motion for approval? So moved.
Second. Go ahead.
Second. Go ahead.
Who did the second? Caesar? Okay,
Caesar.
Trustee Escudero? Okay, and Clerk Stephanie, can you please do the roll?
Yes. Trustee Arias?
Aye.
Trustee Scoopia?
Aye.
Trustee Edwards?
Aye.
Trustee Slattery?
Aye.
Supervisor Morales?
Yes,
Motion carried.
okay. So before we go ahead and approve the posting of the amendments for the budget appropriations for both the road district and the township, I'd like to have Ivan, our finance director, offer just some information, and then we can, if there's questions after that, we're more than welcome to have discussion.
Yeah. All right, so as a township, we have two options. If we see or believe we're gonna go over a budget line item, the first option is a transfer of appropriations, which we can move from line items up to 10%. If it's over 10%, then we have the second option, which amend the budget, which we had to do this year. So both road and general town are getting amended. Road, the main cause of road was, extra road and drainage, projects went over what we projected. And for general town, we knew we were gonna amend. It was, the line that was over 10% was the grant, salaries. So we were anticipating that we would have the information from the state IDHS by now. The only thing we have right now is the extension amounts. So originally when we made the budget, we had, we were in the dark on how long when we would find the information out. Right now, we just got, the most recent information we had is we got extended up until the end of January. So, what these numbers have is going up to March. We're hopeful that we will get the grant again for another year, and these numbers reflect that. So that's what the changes were. Overall, in terms of road district, their appropriations didn't change. The total amount they're spending the year didn't change. We just moved line items. I talked with Vincent and over at Road. So we just moved other line items to cover what we needed for the line item that went over 10%. For general town, we did have to add 130,000 in the salaries for the grant programs, but we do anticipate to get that reimbursed if it's renewed. We also did a couple changes in general assistance, animal control. They were minor, they were under the 10%, but we, instead of doing transfers of appropriations later in the year in March, we just cleared them out right now, save some time. So if you have any questions or need clear details on which line items exactly, you reach out to me, but that's why we're amending the budget. Any questions?
So this is for the CBI grant. That grant was gonna go through December 31. It did get extended until January 31, and we did call to find out from IDHS what the update was, and right now the update is there is no update. And we'll find out, they said before this, January 31st. So just in case, we wanna make sure that in all fairness to our staff, that we do our due diligence and give it at least, this fiscal year ends March 31. So we wanna make sure we're covered until the end of this fiscal year. But we wrote a solid grant again, so we are very, very hopeful that there is gonna be renewed and we're gonna continue with the program.
Yep.
So, any questions for either on either? I recall getting a call from Highway Commissioner, 2 months ago about, having the township, like, lending him money, and I'm like, we don't need to do that, like, we just need to do a budget amendment. And so we talked about that, and he was pretty relieved, because he's like, I don't know how we're gonna do this, and we got through it, and now that's where we're at today, because we did take on quite a few projects, a lot has gotten done, which the residents are very grateful for all the work they've done. So now we just have to make sure that we, take money from pocket A and move it over to pocket B, but the budgets, they're fine. Okay. So that would lead us to our next item on the agenda, which is approval for posting of the amended budget. We will be voting on it next month. So this would be the first one for Township Ordinance number 405-2025. So I need a motion and a second.
Second, so moved.
Okay. Trustees.
Second.
Okay. And Clerk Stephanie, can you take the roll, please?
Yes. Trustee Scupia?
Aye.
Trustee Slattery?
Aye.
Trustee Arias?
Aye.
Trustee Edwards?
Aye.
Supervisor Morales?
Yes.
Motion carried.
And then the last item on the agenda under new business would be also approve for posting the amended budget and appropriations for the road district ordinance number 2025-03 RD. So I just need a motion and a second for that as well.
He likes to read them.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, Clerk Stephanie, can you take the roll, please?
Yes. Trustee Slattery?
Aye.
Trustee Edwards?
Aye.
Trustee Arias?
Aye.
Trustee Scupia?
Aye.
Supervisor Morales?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so that will lead us to the next item on the agenda, which would be reports. I did get a request for somebody that does need to leave a little early today, so that would be for General Assistance, Director Patricia.
I'd like to start out by giving credit to my staff, as they really held the department together while I was gone with my unexpected medical absence last month. My absence was hardly noticed. Ship calls have calmed down now that the open enrollment is over, and it now basically consists of aiding new retired residents with making their choices and helping residents that have issues with their Medicare claims. We're ready for tax season. The staff has all certified. We have our packets up at the front desk for the residents to pick up. And we will be ready to file once the IRS starts on the 27th. So that's the official date that the IRS has given, that they'll accept returns. We'll be ready to transmit on that day. Isabel sent a press release to the Herald News about the VITA program, and I was really pleased to see that in the newspaper today. So that was like really nice to see. Will County Center for Community Concerns will be here tomorrow. They're going to be taking applications for LIHEAP. We're also going to have representatives from the Spanish Community Center, Family Advocacy, and Workforce Services. They will also be here, and they'll be providing resources to the community. Other than that, it's just business as usual. Any questions?
Yes. And I know this question has been asked before. On your report, monthly request for assistance, what does other cover?
So other covers folks that live out of township, folks that come in to borrow medical equipment. That would be ship appointments, that falls under other. Notary services, that falls under other.
Okay,
And those are all services that get provided by somebody from the staff of general assistance.
okay. Thank you. That was a very good answer. I was
Yep.
trying to figure out what it might be, you know? And I know that we probably have asked that in the past.
Yep, yep.
For me, Patricia, it's glad to see you back and
Thank you.
healthy.
Thank you.
And then kudos to your staff, because they did a phenomenal job. Nobody noticed the thing, so
Yep.
it's good.
Okay. Off to fight the animals.
Okay.
I do wanna add, that, whenever there's like, we don't have enough staff for the reception area, Anna will go down and answer phones. So I wanna thank Anna also for stepping up, and she's like our superwoman, so thank you, Anna, for that. Okay, next one, I see Becky here from Animal Control.
It'll be me until, I don't know, probably June or July, maybe, I
Okay.
guess.
All right.
It is Whitney's report, but I'm reading with her report. So we had an adoption, event, Home for the Holidays. In response to an increased number of dogs available for adoption, we held a special adoption event in December called Home for the Holidays. During the event, we sponsored adoption fees for dogs to encourage more families to adopt. As a result, 13 dogs found their forever homes. We had a staff meeting with HR. HR conducted a staff meeting with animal control team members on December 4th. Key topics discussed included the importance of maintaining confidentiality in the workplace, respecting coworkers and fostering a positive work environment, review of the cell phone policy, review of the attendance policy, particularly in relation to home base. As far as staffing needs go at animal control, we're currently in need of more part-time weekend help. Seems to be a thing always. Erica has sent over dozens of resumes for weekend candidates. Interviews are now being scheduled. We're aiming to hire 2 to 4 qualified individuals to support weekend operations. Whitney met with Supervisor Morales to discuss the need for full-time weekday help. So it's another area that we're looking into to hire. We're in the process of creating a veterinarian technician assistant job position, which will ensure that the animals can continue to get the proper care they deserve and in a professional and timely manner.
Those are all positions that are sustained within the budget, so they're not gonna put any undue burden on taxpayers. Okay, good, thank you so much. Okay, Highway Commissioner, okay. Assessor, Mr. Bercheski, I see you.
So January is actually a pretty slow season, so what we do is is we start going over all the different, property record cards to make sure that we have them in proper order. We go through and see if we have the right neighborhoods, that we have all the houses in the right neighborhoods. So it doesn't, we won't get county has our books, so we don't get them back until first week in February. And that's when we can start doing our job. So this, January is always a pretty slow month for us, so, but, it's gonna get hectic.
Thank you, Mr. Paczynski, appreciate it. Okay, let's see here. Behavioral health, I see Carissa here, thank you, Carissa.
I thought I would give you guys a year in review for the behavioral health since it's a new program and this was the first complete year we were able to do. So in 2024, we were able to see 76 individuals for therapy. We were able to have 346 individuals receive psychoeducation, whether that was going to be in community presentations, small group presentations, or the neighborhood meetings. We had 8 individuals who successfully completed the program upon discharge, which means that they completed all of their goals. And then we had 5 other individuals who were like almost there, but not quite. And then Haiti became a licensed professional counselor this year. That was very exciting. I became a licensed clinical social worker. My name's Carissa Fleming again, by the way. And we successfully integrated into both Township high schools with Pathway students attending services as well. And then other partnerships for the year include Rockdale and Morningstar Mission. And then with Eyes on the New Year, we were preparing for our next community presentation. More details to come next month, but we were able to secure a date of March 13th. Do you guys have any questions? Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Carissa. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and I'll give the report from our transportation department. She did give me some, she had to leave due to an emergency with her child. December board meeting. December was another busy and productive month for the transportation department. We focused on preparing for our upcoming winter, ensuring trips were completed safely while prioritizing the safety of our drivers on the roads. This month, the transportation successfully completed 644 trips in the month of December. As far as new business, the partnership discussions, she's met with Veterans Assistance Commission of Will County to explore a potential partnership. Additionally, we collaborated with Cornerstone Services to provide trips and establish a foundation for future collaboration. Data updates, we've worked really hard to update all of our data. Collecting and analyzing this information helps us better understand how agencies can benefit from the transportation program compared to a rideshare service, which is more costly for the agency, especially since the township costs are significantly lower than rideshares. And as far as memorandums of understanding for MOUs, so we've updated our MOU with Holston Human Capital Development to serve 36 senior residents. Of these, 20 reside at Joshua Arms. And in addition, we've assisted with delivering Christmas ham boxes to 12 of these residents. So now we're also delivering food. I believe Skylar might have mentioned that before. It's not Meals on Wheels, but it's kind of similar. Okay. Growth and fleet expansion. So the growth of our program led to the addition of a new vehicle, bringing our fleet to now we have 7 vehicles. 3 of them have wheelchair-equipped vehicles, and there are 4 12-passenger vehicles. So as we close out the year, we're proud of our progress, and we look forward to continuing to provide valuable transportation services in the upcoming months. I know Jackie and I will be meeting tomorrow with the county on their program and our program. So we're making sure that we're not duplicating or we're not taking from, but how we're contributing to the overall Joliet Township and county area. So that's our report from Jackie Smith, our director. And now I'm gonna call on, is Erica down yet? No, she should be here in a little bit. Okay, in the meantime, Mr. Wallace, do you want to share your update for our senior liaison?
Hello, folks.
Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
How you doing, everybody?
Good.
Since the last board meeting, I've been passing out the senior calendars, the township newsletters. The city of Joliet is gonna eliminate the senior discount on their water bills. They're gonna take away so much from, I think Township was getting $5.50, now it's down to $3.50. Just another way to, let me tell you something. You know those outboard signs where they advertise, the city advertises different businesses and stuff? Well, that was supposed to be when they first started, was they weren't gonna do that. They were gonna just like put out messages like information, not, you know what I'm saying, just like public information that they get the word out. So now the seniors in Joliet are gonna lose that. Now, I know some people that I go to, if it was $5 of that $60 a year, I mean, take a couple taxis, you know, and just, it might seem minor, but I asked the lady why the discount, and she didn't know. I said, is it because we're gonna be getting the water from Lake Michigan? She said, I don't know, so. After we got the news, after our residents got the newsletters, I've got many calls on the senior groups. Ask me about which one, basically what time they meet and, you know, what do they do? I said, some have business meetings, some just are friendship meetings. One lady called me, said, I can only go at night, so I gotta get back to her. Well, anyway, I helped a lot of people with the newsletters. And one lady, a couple of weeks ago, she had something she wanted to donate, and it was insulin or diabetic, some kind of diabetic medicine. So I called up Sue, and they couldn't take it. So I called Chuck Corso, who's a retired pharmacist and works at the Lundy Medical Clinic. And I said, I got like 5 vials of it, and they're not open. They're still in date. Can you use them? So I went to the lady's house on west side of Joliet, not too far from my house. Picked them up, put them in my refrigerator, and I took them to the Senior Citizen Association meeting last Thursday and gave them to him. He was going to take them down. In the meantime, after I talked about that, when I was there, she says, well, I got the machine that does the injections, and I got a bunch of diapers too. So when I got to the meeting, I told Chuck, I said, I can go over there and pick them up anytime. Can you use the machine? Yeah, we can use the machine. So I gotta get a hold of the lady and set up a date where I can go over to her house and pick this stuff up and take it down. So, and lastly, at the Wood, I should say, Second Baptist Senior Ministry from a gentleman by the name of Dale Butala, so he knows well, he talked must be over an hour and answered a lot of questions about what they do, the different classes of exemptions that are available, and how you qualify for each one of those exemptions, which I think I knew some, but it was very interesting talk. A lot of people asked questions, and he was really good. So I think everybody loved it, you know, loved the gentleman. So
I think we also offer exemptions.
Huh?
Do we offer exemptions, Mr. Richardson? So they can come here also,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Not just the county to get their exemption.
Yeah.
right. And then a gentleman called me today about, you guys do taxes. So I gave him the Township newsletter, and I said, just press *3 and talk to a citizen. I said, that's what God said. And he wanted to know about a Latino club. And I gave him the ladies that run the Latino Social Club
Wonderful.
and the St. John's Club. I should call them, and they should be able to help you out. So that's what I do. I just, like you as a board, try to help all the citizens of Joliet Township, put out new information for new things we're doing. Basically, I just, in the media area, just in the middle, just what I learned, if it's not just about township stuff, if I learn something from another organization that I go to, then I pass that what I learned to the other groups I go to. So it's not really just township, so I think the main thing about what you guys do and what I do is just get the word out to all the people that we serve. Really, besides township, anything that we've learned since we've been here. So, thank you, everybody.
Thank you. I want to touch on something that Mr. Wallace mentioned. So he mentioned the senior groups and reviewing the newsletter. So one thing I did notice this last cycle when this board approved the grants for senior groups is we got a list of their participants, and some groups have grown and they've asked for additional funding, and we gave them the additional funding they asked. Nobody was turned away. But in reviewing their attendees, we learned that like 25 to 35% of their seniors are not Joliet Township. You know, so I'm glad that we're able to serve every senior that comes out to them, but I did let those individual group leaders know, you know, I'm glad you're welcoming, but, you know, maybe this is a good idea for other townships to maybe model and, you know, consider doing a senior grant for their residents, since we're seeing such a huge increase, you know, from Joliet Township dollars. And, you know, a lot of the people coming out, I want them to have something, and we're gonna continue to support them. Just, it's something for other townships to consider, you know. So we're tracking that data and letting them know they seem to be coming from, I don't know, Troy Township or Lockport or Plainfield Township, and maybe reaching out to them to start something similar for their seniors, because we're seeing a demand. Okay, so thank you for that, Mr. Wallace, I appreciate that. Next, I see that we have our Human Resource Manager, Erica Holmes. Great.
Hey, good, I was about to say good morning, good afternoon. My report is gonna be based off of a recap from 2024. On Thursday marks 1 year, me being with Joliet Township government. Kudos off to me. One, hiring staffing, we hired 32 new employees in 2024. Policy and procedure implementation, we have more than 40 new policies and procedures that were implemented across township. Employee handbook overhaul, that was tedious and we got it done, super excited. Employee survey, we successfully completed an employee survey. Some people thought it was spam. I understand the fear of that, but it was not. It was actually a legit survey. Safety precautions, we do have new safety precautions. Last year we did have, active shooter training as a safety at all of our sites. So that was a plus. Training and development, a few of our department heads have went through leadership training with myself, and all the department heads, 90% of the department heads are now going through CLS, which is through the Chamber of Commerce for the Community Leadership School, so I'm super excited about that. Benefits fair, the first ever to Joliet Township, we have completed that back in November. It was a huge success, able to answer questions. Hopefully this year I can get IMRF to come out. Pray for me. Okay, so open enrollment, that was huge and that was good. It was little glitches here and there, but it was only like 2 or 3 out of the entire Joliet Township, so that was not bad. That was actually, we still working with our consultant to make sure that that's running smooth, so that's good. And then, of course, I gave the best holiday party ever with the best food, and we did that. And so I'm incredibly proud of the culture we have built here in Joliet Township government. We have a strong, dedicated team, and the efforts made throughout 2024 has only strengthened our collective sense of purpose, employee satisfaction, work-life balance, and a sense of community continue to be a key priority to us. So as we move into 2025, I just look for better and greater things. That's it.
Any questions?
I do. This one, this for the this because this is my lane. The active shooter, was that done with internal? Was it done with like law enforcement?
Law enforcement.
Okay.
JPD.
Okay.
Yeah, JPD came out in this room, we had the training here. I do wanna say, thank you to Erica, because I know she's worked very hard in modifying the handbook. It went through many, many revisions back and forth. to get it to where it is, and that's not an easy task to do. From the previous handbook coming in, it was very dated when we came in 2021. So, and we've been modifying with the expansion we've had, to get community violence, because people have different shifts. Animal control has certain shifts that they work, community violence intervention, they have also different shift work, so we have to have different protocols for what if this happens here? What if this happens at animal control? And just having those protocols, it's been a lot with, Brian, thank you also for working and reviewing all of those protocols to get them approved, just so that we can create in such a short time, a cohesive and a well-balanced and compliant, environment for everybody, you know? So thank you for that,
No
I
problem.
appreciate that.
Everybody good? No question? Good? Oh, wonderful.
Yes, thank you. Okay, so, Clerk Bonilla?
Okay, so the Highway Commission is not here, but we had the public hearing that was set for the vacation, a portion of Joliet Street. That was on December 30th, 2024. Everything went well. I was working with Vince and the legal team to get all the paperwork mailed out, and I'm just currently waiting for payment and more information on the process on that, once we get all the mail back. Let's see. I've seen an uptick in FOIA requests since last month. I'm responding to them accordingly. I've seen that we're getting more for this one as well. And I posted the valid placement lottery for the election that's happening on April 1st. I posted it on the clerk's webpage under the Joliet Township website, and it's also on the home page there as well. Any other questions?
Some of the FOIA requests, I do ask that I be kept up to date on what people are looking for, and I think the majority of them have been FOIA requests on the caucus. So documents we received, we just pass them along, you know. Okay, so having said that, I'll go last. So again, welcome everybody, Happy New Year. As Erica mentioned, I was gonna bring that we are also going through, many members of our leadership team are going through the Community Leadership School with the Joliet Region Chamber of Commerce. This was something that the attorney had, we had talked about it at one point. He said that would be nice if maybe some of our candidates, you know, some of our staff would. So several of our directors, I'm going through it, Ivan, Anna, Stephanie, Erica, several of us are going through that. It's every Thursday, bright and early, 7:30 in the morning, we are at our location. So I wanted to mention that, as I mentioned last month, the Forest Park Community Center, as we were getting ready to do the demolition, we found mold, right? So the study was completed right before Christmas. Tomorrow we will be starting, we received the mold report, and there is airborne black mold, and that is at an unacceptable level. Tomorrow we will begin demolition of the affected areas, and we're going to begin tearing out drywall, ceiling tiles, carpet, floor tiles, etc. And then part of the cleanup will be to then clean and disinfect all items and areas, and then retest it, clean the ventilation systems as well, to get all that. That has to be addressed before we can actually do any remodel, okay? So another thing I wanted to mention, so since we passed the new employee manual, with the expansion again, we had to launch a timekeeping system for all departments that report to the supervisor's office. So again, this is something that is being utilized by the township supervisor. I don't know if this is something that is being implemented by either the highway commissioner or the assessor's department that I'm aware of. But what is happening now, in the past, it was on the honor system. People come in, you know, and they work there full time and take their breaks. But now that we've expanded and we have other off-site campuses or locations, we need to make sure that we are sure of, you know, people showing up on time and so forth. So we're utilizing a new system that is known as Home Base, and Becky talked about that briefly. So this system will assist each director to track their staff hours so that it can reflect accurate time worked. Not only that, but it also helps calculate their vacation time, their accrued vacation time and accrued sick time that they're away from work. So in case anybody decides that, you know, they wanna separate and they wanna go to a different work somewhere else and they've accrued time, we can pay them accurate time, you know, at that point. So what we did is we placed clock-in tablets at the Mitchell Center, and one on the second floor of the Township in the break lounge of our building, and we will be placing one at the Forest Park building once the facility is operational. Animal Control has been using this system even before our administration came in prior to 2021. They've been on that timekeeping, so a lot of our directors have leaned on Becky and Whitney on glitches or questions how to use the system, but it's something that like our outreach workers, they can have on their phone, and if they have to go do boots on the ground, they get called in because there was a shooting, you know, they can clock in, they don't need to come to the Mitchell and sign in there. So it's really excellent. You can ask vacation time off. There's a lot of interesting features that this system has that we are now implementing for all of Joliet Township people that report to me, you know, to the supervisor. So now staff must clock in upon arrival to work, when leaving for the day, and they do punch in and punch out when they take their hour break as well. So pretty much, you know, it's business as usual, just letting you know that the mold is, we're en route to getting that taken care of. Any questions for me at this point? No? Oh, wow, okay, well, thank you. Okay, so next on the agenda then, we have approval of receipts.
Moving to cash receipts, I make a motion that we place the cash receipts for the month of December 31, 2024 into their proper accounts.
Second?
Okay, we have a first and a second. Clerk Bonilla, can you take the roll, please?
Trustee Slaney?
Aye.
Trustee Stewart?
Aye.
Trustee Arias? Trustee Edwards?
Aye.
Supervisor Morales?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Moving on to expenditures, I'd like to make a motion that we certify as correct cash disbursements for the month of December of $345,422.96. Certify them as correct and approve them for payment.
Second?
Clerk Bonilla, can you take the roll?
Yes. Trustee Slaney?
Aye.
Trustee Stewart?
Aye.
Trustee Arias?
Aye.
Trustee Edwards?
Aye.
Supervisor Morales?
Yes.
Motion carried.
There was no expenditures in the general town capital fund. Moving on to road and bridge, I'd like to make a motion that we certify as being correct cash disbursements for the month of December of $168,213.35 and approve them for payment.
Second?
Clerk Bonilla?
Yes. Trustee Slaney?
Aye.
Trustee Stewart?
Aye.
Trustee Arias?
Aye.
Trustee Edwards?
Aye.
Supervisor Morales?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Moving on to general assistance, I'd like to make a motion that we certify as correct cash disbursements for the month of December 2024 of $18,318.13 and approve them for payment. This was for the general assistance fund.
Second?
Clerk Bonilla?
Yes. Trustee Slaney?
Aye.
Trustee Arias?
Aye.
Trustee Edwards?
Aye.
Trustee Stewart?
Aye.
Supervisor Morales?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Moving on to the Joliet Township Animal Control Fund, I'd like to make a motion that we certify as correct the cash disbursements of $63,626.51 for the month of December and approve them for payment.
Second?
We have first from Trustee Slattery, second from Trustee Edwards. Clerk Bonilla, can you take the roll, please?
Yes. Trustee Slattery?
Aye.
Trustee Edwards?
Aye.
Trustee Arias?
Aye.
Trustee Stewart?
Aye.
Supervisor Morales?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Moving on to our last fund, the Joliet Township Senior Fund. I'd like to make a motion that we certify as correct cash disbursements of $10 for the month of December and approve it for payment.
Second?
Clerk Bonilla, can you take the roll?
Yes. Trustee Slattery?
Aye.
Trustee Arias?
Aye.
Trustee Edwards?
Aye.
Trustee Stewart?
Aye.
Supervisor Morales?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Okay, well, that concludes our meeting, we got through the bills this time, I didn't try to skip that, like I usually do. Okay, so at this point then, at 5:40, sorry.
Motion for adjournment?
Sorry, motion for adjournment, see, here we go, I need a motion.
So moved.
Second. Okay, all right, so, Clerk Spadilla, can you take the roll, please?
Yes. Trustee Scutia?
Aye.
Trustee Arias?
Aye.
Trustee Edwards?
Aye.
Trustee Sleddy?
Aye.
Supervisor Morales?
Yes, okay,
Okay.
meeting adjourned at 5:40.
There you go.
Yes.
Okay.